Now, you may ask, why have we done this? Partly because, of course, we want to support the business and we want to stand alongside shareholders. But significantly, we're private investors and we buy shares where we feel there is significant upside potential. And I feel that's the case for Power Metal Resources. Now, I am biased, I am CEO. But it's important for us to put our money into those propositions that are well run, proactive, and have significant upside potential with a fair market wind. Now, there is some confusion about when directors or their connected parties buy shares. When can they do it and when can't they do it? And there is an exclusion period of 30 days before interim results and final results are released. And you can't buy stock or sell stock in that period. But there is a confusion about that 30 days. If a director buys shares, it does not mean there is definitely no news for the next 30 days. It just means that at the point of transaction, they cannot be in possession of inside information that will require a market news release because that information is price sensitive. So from our perspective, we're a very proactive business, and when I go on market to buy shares, it does not mean we're in a news quiet period in the future. It just means that at that point I don't have inside information that requires market release. Now, moving on to strategy within our business, you may have noticed with 9 projects we're behaving slightly differently from the normal AIM exploration company that might have 1 or 2. We have 9 because it gives us strength by diversification across commodities and jurisdictions and types of projects and types of geology. We're looking for major discoveries across our portfolio because through those major discoveries, the valuation of our company and its share price will balloon higher. We're aiming to build a mid-tier business, a very large company, and we're building it from a small base. So you'll notice over the coming weeks and months and years that we will continue the development of the company and we'll start to look more and more like a larger organisation. Inside the business, we're taking the steps needed to build that company with additional management team members, additional support staff, additional consultants, and we're doing it very carefully so we don't put too heavy a cash burden on the business. It's very important to stay in control of our finances, which are in a very good place at the moment. But overall, you need to focus, if you're looking at Power, on that diversity of operations, that proactivity of the business, and see that we're building towards size and scale from this current small base. Now, within that strategy are our operations, and we have 9 projects. So very quickly running through each of them and where we are and what the near-term news flow will be from those operations. In Australia, we've been working hard in 2020 to build our gold joint venture in the Victoria Goldfields. We've done lots of technical work and we're continuing to plan for active exploration whilst we await the first licence grants. In addition, we've talked about a potential listing of Red Rock Australasia Limited, our joint venture vehicle, or some or all of that vehicle on the North American Stock Exchange, and we're very proactively working on that at the moment. We're liaising with various partners or potential partners who have offered joint ventures or earnings or acquisition opportunities and all sorts of different things. But our primary focus is on licence grants coming in and doing exploration work ASAP to get news about the gold prospectivity in the ground to the market. In Botswana, we have the Malopo Farms Complex project. Very large nickel sulfide PGM targets with district scale potential. We're drilling them. You don't find many junior exploration companies drilling significant targets of this scale, and we have a 2,500 metre 4-hole programme underway right now, and we're in hole 2 at present. Huge amounts of information coming in from the drilling, and we're doing lots of technical analysis on hole 1 whilst we're drilling hole 2. Very exciting for us, a potential company maker, but we will see because only time will tell, and as we learn more about each hole, it gives us a better picture of the geology in the area, and we get to find out if we do have that district scale asset. In Botswana, we also have a joint venture with Kavango Resources, The Ditau project is part of that joint venture where we're looking for rare earths. We also have the Kalahari copper belt, my old stomping ground, where we discovered T3, a big copper deposit in Botswana with Metal Tiger and MOD Resources in 2016. Well, we're back there again with Kavango Resources in the joint venture, looking at 2 license areas in the Kalahari copper belt, prospective for copper silver, and we're doing soil sampling, and the results of that work will come to market in the near term. In addition to that, we have Cameroon, where our cobalt blue project is looking for cobalt and nickel, next door in some cases to the Nkamuna cobalt deposit, a very large scale strategic deposit of cobalt. We're doing work at the moment to review our historic exploration and to plan for the future from a corporate perspective to see how we should take this opportunity forward. In Canada, we have a silver project at Silver Peak. We've done lots of work in the last few months at Silver Peak. We found some bonanza grade silver and significant copper and lead, and we carried on and we tried to complete a full drill program at the site. Unfortunately, act of God and heavy snowfall stopped that program before we could get fully underway and complete the work. But we have drill core samples and we have rock chip samples that we've sent to the lab. We're currently analysing all the information we've collated from that program in 2020, and then we'll add into that the assay results, and then we'll provide the market with further information on how we're going to take that project forward exploration-wise and corporately. Very exciting interest for us. In the DRC, we've just announced high-grade copper and high-grade cobalt from assays conducted in South Africa. And now we're moving to geophysics, and we will be drilling in due course some high-profile targets. We're eager to push ahead because we have a 6.8 kilometre long copper cobalt anomaly, a huge opportunity, just one of our 9 projects. In Tanzania, we've recently announced with our partners Katoro Gold the mobilisation of the drill program, the first drill program on an 80 kilometre long ultramafic complex, nickel sulfide PGMs again, huge targets, huge opportunity for another district scale win for the company, potentially transformational for Katoro and for us. So very excited to get that RAB drilling program underway and to get the results back to market. And in the USA, wrapping everything up, we have the Alamo Gold Project, where we conducted a reconnaissance survey in the summer. We secured some additional claims to increase the size of our license or our claim area by around 25% approximately. And now we're about to launch the mini bulk sampling campaign because we're looking for gold nugget mineralization near the surface and then ultimately the bedrock source of that gold mineralization. Hugely exciting opportunity for us. We're pushing ahead at pace. So I've talked about the business strategy, our desire to be a large organization and how we're going to go about it. I've just briefly run through each of our operational areas, predominantly focused on the near-term news flow that we're working on at the moment. And you can see that as a business, we are moving into the meaty zone for news announcements. So far, in the regulatory news, we've built the picture. We told you about the business, its strategy, its individual operations, and how did we get to where we are now. Now we're moving into the findings from major exploration programs being released to market. We're moving into the announcements in relation to our corporate development work and what we're going to do to build value on the balance sheet for the company. The news announcements will come out through the regulatory news feed primarily. The information is also available on our website and through our corporate Twitter account. And we will continue to do the media work, including investor webinars, presentations, interviews, and producing articles to help spread the story across the investor marketplace. At the end of the day, my prime responsibility as a CEO of a junior exploration company is to offer our shareholders the opportunity to make outsized, transformative returns from a personal portfolio perspective. And as we sit today, and I look at this business in the round, the proactivity and the potential news flow that will come over the weeks and months ahead, I think we're positioned to potentially deliver on that objective.